Happy Magical Monday for this crazy rare blue moon, supermoon week. It is Michelle and I have so much information for you today. So everybody take a big, huge, deep breath. I literally was getting messages even as I was getting on here. What is going on this week? So I am here to tell you. So the good news is that it is a little bit of mixed energy, and it's no surprise because we have something really intense, which is the closest moon to Earth, and that's called a supermoon. And there's a series of 4 full moons that are happening. We had it start in July. We had the second one at the beginning of August, and we'll have the last one in September. But here today, in these next few days, really peaking at 9:30 in the evening on the 30th. So depending on where you are, it may actually be on the 31st. So they're saying the 30th or the 31st. But if you're in Eastern Standard Time, it is 9:30 p.m. You'll feel the peak of the supermoon on the 30th. So that means we are in that window. We are in the supermoon window now. And it's a blue moon. And a lot of people don't know what a blue moon is. It is rare. It happens once every 2 to 2.5 years, where you have 2 full moons in the same calendar month. And so we call that a full moon, blue moon. But this one is particularly rare. We won't see another supermoon at its peak like this until blue moon until like 2037. So we're definitely feeling the draw in to that once in a blue moon. You're really looking at what is happening over the next 2 years. This is the perfect time for manifesting your biggest dream. It is in Pisces, and Pisces is all about dreaming, water, and sensitivity. So you have the most sensitive sign as a full moon. So it is a water sign. It's very intuitive. It's very sensitive. It's very loving. It's very kind. So if you could tap into the loving, kind part where you are being more loving and more kind to yourself and focus on your dream. You might be getting things in your dream state. You absolutely, if there is messages coming through intuitively, you might be extra intuitive this week. It will be all this week. We're on Monday. I really think you can tap into the potential of this energy all the way through the holiday weekend. Like this whole week is the energy vortex or portal, whichever way you like to look at it. And what I would do if you're looking to create some magic, get yourself a blue candle. It doesn't have to be this big. I also like votives or tea lights, and it doesn't have to be blue, but I love the idea of using a blue candle at the blue moon. And when it is so powerful, I like to do a burn ceremony. In fact, my Golden Rose group, which is right after this, will be doing that together. And what I do with a burn is that I write everything down that I'm letting go. And in this case, we have 6 planets in retrograde right now. We have Mercury in retrograde. We have Venus in retrograde. We have 6 full planets in retrograde. And so what does that do? For me, it's actually not a bad thing. I like retrogrades because they're a review. And with this full moon, it's a good time to ritualize the letting go of what we've had. It's a really good time to write down and let go of old relationships because we're in Venus retrograde. It's a good time to, if you've got old technology sitting around, maybe maybe you've been carrying around way too much of your old electronics. Get rid of those old cords and all that kind of stuff. It is a big time because we're in Virgo, and Virgo wants us to clean everything out. Virgo season, which is lasting all the way through mid to end of September at the equinox, is a time of letting go. So this is really saying, I'm not going to hold on to lost hopes and lost dreams. So when we're talking about Pisces, we're talking about dreams. So anything where you're like, maybe this is who I thought I wanted to be, or maybe I didn't hit the exact mark on where I thought I was going. Maybe there's some half-finished projects that you think you're maybe never going to finish. You want to finish them, but maybe they aren't really even going to support this next layer of you. So look at them as art that you no longer need, or decorations that you no longer need. It is okay to let go of half-done projects, half-done ideas, old programs that maybe you were doing, old books. It is a terrific time for energetic, mental, spiritual, and even physical purging of the old stuff. And that's gonna run all the way through September. Old programming. It's also a powerful time to do shadow work. And that, I think, is going to be, this is really, to me, the beginning of shadow season. We have that all the way to the winter solstice. We have the beginning of that season where we are wanting to go inward. We're wanting to look at ourselves. And all these retrogrades are like that realignment. In fact, the very next full moon, the last of these series of supermoons, I'm actually going to be doing this powerful, very magical retreat with Rima Bontario. She is coming here to Orlando, Florida, and we're having a retreat at the Altamont Springs, which is just like 25 minutes away from the Orlando International Airport, but it's also really close to the Sanford International Airport. So look at both airports if you're looking at flights. And we're going to be doing a powerful shadow release process. We're going to be working with the Egyptian oil anointing, and it's called Priestess Camp. So if you are looking at Priestess Camp, we have some major things happening, which is the full moon is this week is our preamble to that. So setting an intention right now, in fact, getting a major discount by signing up by the 31st of this month would be a good way to capitalize on all of this energy. And any other thing you want to set an intention toward, even if it's just planning something, putting it in motion, now is a beautiful time to launch a program. And I know people say don't launch things in the middle of Mercury retrograde. I'm going to say if you've been working on something for a long time, you can launch it now, or you can even hold it off into September, but work on it now. There's an enormous amount of, even though it's fall, even though it's going into shadow season, new growth, new alignment, recreation. So basically a refinement of what you've been doing in a way that truly supports you on a soul level. I see people getting far more spiritual, far more priestess, goddess, priest. It's time to maybe meditate a little more, maybe spend some more time in nature, do whatever it is that's going to feed your soul. Do that more. Let go more. When you think you've surrendered, surrender some more. When you think you've forgiven, forgive some more. When you think you've accepted something, accept some more. In fact, one thing that I keep doing is calling my soul fragments back, calling my energy back from the past, from other people, from my attention, and then turning over any more energy that I'm holding on to. Maybe I've been holding on to a piece of that person out of love, out of some praying for them, and I've just had a little piece of them. So give up anything you're holding on to about the past. That does not mean that those people can't come back into your life in a more powerful way, but this is one way to honor Venus retrograde, is to let go of all of the way your relationships were and ignite the way you want your relationships to become or to be. And it's a great time to go on a first date. So someone asked me if that was a bad time for dating, and actually retrograde Venus is a fantastic time for dating. Someone asked me if using this blue moon with 6 planets in retrograde is a good time to do magic, and my answer is absolutely. We have the power of an eclipse energy coming, so that not now, but in October we have a new moon and a lunar eclipse coming. So that's in October. So now is one of the best times to do magic, because I would rather do magic during retrogrades where we're reviewing, realigning, re-energizing, than the kind of energy that's a little more chaotic during eclipses. So for me, these 4 full moons in a row, with this being the middle one, and the harvest moon, which is in September, being the last of these 4 supermoons, this is the time to harness your magic. This is a time to do a candle spell. That's why I'm using the blue candles. You can do all kinds of water work because it is in Pisces. So if you're in Florida, you should, and maybe might want to, collect some of this storm water, and it will be being blessed by this full moon. You'll actually allow that storm energy and that supermoon energy and that blue moon energy into the water, and then you can use that for power rituals. So collect water. If you are looking at putting your stones under this full moon, and you know that there's going to be rain, be careful what kind of stones you're actually putting out. So if you are going to put out full moon stones to truly energize, make sure you're looking at the weather and you're not leaving a softer stone like selenite or something out in the rain. But if you are, let's say you're out west or somewhere where the weather is really beautiful, this is a perfect week to put your crystals out. Any kind of thing you want to charge up under this moon, including and especially yourself. Go out, get some moon bathing. If you're in a rainstorm, go under the rain, as long as it's not lightning and thundering, and get some purification. Go into a salt bath or an oil anointing bath, or go to the ocean, go to a spring, go to a lake, go to a river. Do water work. And remember, water is going to be purification, intuition, dream work. This is going to be the internal work that all these retrogrades are really asking you to do. What do you really feel? A lot of us are not in touch with our emotions, or we've suppressed one very specific or 2 very specific emotions. And this would be time to work with those and heal those, or identify lost emotion. So if you need to cry or grieve or identify somewhere that you are hurting, this is the perfect time. I've had lots of reach outs for people asking, they're feeling old stuff reemerging, things that they had thought that they have already healed. And my answer is, heal it on that deeper level of self-acceptance and self-renewal. This is This is the peak potential of this. But it's also a perfect time to activate your dreams. So if you are coming into your priestess codes, if you are coming into goddess codes, if you are starting a business, if you are wanting to devote yourself even deeper to this process, now is the time. This entire season, you've got this supermoon, full moon, blue moon as an activator, and it really is going to instigate things and start the ball rolling for that internal work that I think September is going to bring us with the autumn equinox, with the fourth supermoon over the harvest weekend of the last weekend of September. That's the reason why I'm doing a retreat. I am also doing a retreat in November. Notice I am not doing a retreat during eclipses. Normally I do witchy weekend on Halloween weekend, and I'm going to say, save this for your internal work. Save this October to be doing personal work instead of work for the collective. I really believe that whatever is happening right now is internal. It's peeking out for the energy of change. And it's sometimes terrifying, and sometimes it's exciting and exhilarating, and sometimes it's the exact same thing. It's terrifying, exhilarating, and exciting all at the same time. I know I'm doing some new identity work. My clients are doing identity work. I know that my priestess camp is going to be doing identity work. So if you're shifting your identity, remember that's exactly what all these retrogrades are about. And focus on that one energy of who am I becoming? And instead of focusing deeply on what you haven't accomplished, focus on where I'm going is so much more important than where I've been. I've been preparing my entire life for right now, and it's already mine. So thinking about this as an internal executive function of I am choosing right now to step through this portal, to step through this gate into a new reality. If that is where you're at, this is the time. So you first burn away, release, let go of things, and then you're going to claim it. You're going to use Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You're going to use the next month in September to truly anchor in the codes, to truly embrace it. So this is why I like to do a candle. I like to write it down. I might put a crystal grid around the candle. I've been feeling gold codes right now, golden codes. As you can see, I'm surrounded by yellow and gold energy. I've got my yellow rose gate program going, but I'm even going to be offering a new special golden program for if you are wanting to do the deep dive in some coaching work. So if you're looking to get some coaching, I've got time for about 3 people in September to take me up on specialty coaching in September. We're going to get into the end of the year, and I'm not necessarily going to be able to do that. So if you've been thinking about working with me, now would be the time. Now is energetically the right time to release, step through, and embrace things. And of course, the best way to work with me is to see me in person at the end of September. If you do come to both Priestess Camp and Witchy Weekend, which is in November, over the 11/11 activation codes. So this year, True Samhain is on 15 degrees of Scorpio on 11/11. So 11/11 is already a portal energy, and then you have True Samhain at that time. So you're going to be seeing that 11/11 weekend being quite the jump energetically. If you want to do both weekends, you actually get and you sign up this week, you get a free session with me. So that's another reason to do some retreats right now. I think we're being called to gather as spiritual people. I think that it is time to come together to make transformation on earth. It is time to be supported, and you can do this in a retreat, or you can just do this for yourself. Make sure that you are not trying to navigate everything alone. It is important to ask. That's part of the Mercury retrograde that's going on. Ask for your needs to be met. And if you're coming up against something where the people that are normally your go-to, it might be time to reach out in a new way. Find some new circles, find a new online group, find a different gathering than what you've been doing in the past. So it is time to soul connect. That's going to heal our hearts, and it's going to grow our collective consciousness. So I wanted to just do a tiny little activation for everybody today as we end this review of what's happening on this potent and powerful week. So just take a deep breath in, place your hand on your heart, and I want you to just see, feel, and experience as your energy is returning to you. I just want you to imagine it is coming in like golden codes through the top of your head. It is coming into you, pieces of your soul, pieces that have jumped out of your body, energy that you have lost. And if you have names that you can think of and you want to name their names, where you're calling energy back to you. And even back from unfinished projects and unfinished business, and then imagine that there is a sparkling white light coming through you. You're in a golden egg, and it is around you. It's above you and below you. It's to the right and left of you, in front of you and behind you. And you're in this golden egg, and there's a sparkling white light coming through, washing away, cleansing and removing attachments, hooks and cords, unwanted thoughts of others that are being presented onto you, curses, even blessings, any unfinished business, oaths, vows, promises, agreements that no longer serve you, that is washing away through your blood, through your organs, through your tissue, through your auric field, down your legs and out into earth, sending it down into earth to ground, bringing that earth energy, since we're in Virgo, bringing that earth energy all the way back up through your spine, up to the top of your head, into your hands, into your feet and legs. Feel that earth grounding energy, stay grounded, but also stay fulfilled and refilled. So imagine that you are realigning your body, you're realigning your soul purpose, you're realigning to your highest blueprint right now, connecting to your dreams, your wildest dreams coming true, and that you see that you're on the path. Imagine walking through the gate to the path of you in non-resistance toward embodiment of your divine codes, activating your codes on this blue moon, activating your dream version of you, activating your priestesshood, your goddesshood, your godhood, your priesthood, activating your knowledge that you are a sovereign being, having a beautiful human experience as a soul that is expanding, aligning, harmonizing, and even coming into brain-heart coherence, and in coherence and harmony with the world around you, and calling to you the abundance, the health, the wealth, all the things, the people, emotional support, physical support, a beautiful environment, that all of your needs are completely taken care of, letting go of anything you are holding on to, unworthiness, not enoughness, undeservingness, maybe feelings of overwhelm or shame, letting those go and feeling yourself activate into the principle of this powerful, embodied, loving human being having a soul journey that is a mission on this planet, and the mission is just to be in joy, enjoyment, be in joy. Thank you, thank you, thank you, above you, below you, to the right of you, to the left of you, and most importantly, in front of you, behind you, and inside of you, that you are in alignment, in coherence, in knowledge that you are here now. And you are moving forward without fear into the version of you that is becoming, the version of you that already is, the version of you that is meeting up with all you desire. And so it is. So just be really gentle with yourself. Remember not to engage. Take a couple minutes before you like say things you don't want to say. And if you start getting cranky, realign yourself, because you maybe didn't want to say that to the person. You want to stop it before you say it. You might want to read things before you hit send. And just remember, everybody else is going through it at the same time. So be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and have a magical blue moon, a rare blue super moon this week, and really get in touch with your hopes, your dreams, your truth, your potential, and make that far more important than your past. Let go, surrender, move forward fearlessly. This is the time we've been waiting for. I love you, and I'll see you again next week. Have a magical week.